It all started on a Thursday when Ngqika, the reigning chief of the Xhosa people, stood on the brink of a transformative conflict that would reverberate through southern Africa for decades. The year was 1806, a tumultuous time marked by encroaching European settlers and colonial ambitions that encircled the Xhosa territory like a tightening noose. Ngqika, influenced by the political dynamics of his time, had sought to navigate a difficult relationship with the British colonial authorities. Despite his initial attempts at diplomacy, negotiating treaties hoping to secure his people's autonomy, the British were relentless, driven by their insatiable appetite for land. What Ngqika might have perceived as a temporary alliance soon turned sour as the settlers' cattle raids and illegal land grabs accelerated. In a fateful miscalculation, Ngqika decided to forge an alliance with his rival, the British-backed chief Nlambe, believing he could unite their forces against the common enemy, colonial expansion. However, this decision would lead to a fracturing of trust within his community. The Xhosa mustered a fierce response, igniting the first of several Xhosa Wars. As tension mounted, the breeze carried not only the scent of impending conflict, but also whispers of prophecy. A prominent leader among the Xhosa, the prophet Ntsikana, had sent waves of spirit among the Xhosa people. His prophecies encouraged unity, promising divine intervention that could drive the colonizers away. Such fervor quickly swept across the land, uniting fragmented Xhosa tribes under a banner of resistance. The first Xhosa War, 1806 to 1812, erupted with brutal fervor. Despite the limited resources of the Xhosa warriors, they fought against well-armed British forces using guerrilla tactics and intimate knowledge of the terrain. The war was characterized by a gripping cycle of ambushes, retaliatory strikes, and tragically, loss of life on both sides. The British, confident in their military superiority, underestimated the Xhosa's tenacity and resilience, leading them to suffer humiliating defeats in several engagements. As the conflict unfolded, the Xhosa began utilizing traditional battle strategies and forming unexpected alliances with other tribal groups who feared British encroachment. However, as the war dragged on, so did the suffering of their communities. The British forces, determined to quell any aspiration for independence, resorted to scorched-earth policies that destroyed homes, crops, and livelihoods. Although the Xhosa leaders wielded great courage, they were confronted with insurmountable challenges. Infighting and divisions within their ranks, exacerbated by forced displacement and famine, began to fray the unity forged by Ntsikana's prophecies. As resources dwindled and morale plummeted, the British capitalized on these vulnerabilities, leading to catastrophic losses for the Xhosa. In a heart-wrenching twist, the British resorted to manipulation and fear. They claimed to have the power to summon destructive forces against the Xhosa, further intensifying the dread surrounding their prophecy. The war concluded in 1812 with a weary truce, yet the seeds of resentment and unrest had already been sown deep within the Xhosa ethos, setting the stage for the subsequent wars in the following decades. The conflict served as an undeniable wake-up call for the Xhosa. By 1820, the British initiated yet another campaign to expand their colonial grip, leading to tensions that culminated in the Second Xhosa War, 1834 to 1836. Driven by experiences of loss and displacement, the Xhosa were now more committed than ever to asserting their sovereignty. However, the British learned from past mistakes and employed larger military advancements, leading to a crushing defeat for the Xhosa once again. The aftermath left the Xhosa community reeling, yet the spirit of resistance surged. In the following years, a fierce legacy of defiance emerged that would define the Xhosa struggle long after Ngqika and Ntsikana had passed into history. Over the next 2 decades, the Xhosa people would continue to fight, coalesce, and innovate their resistance strategies against the looming specter of colonialism. Ultimately, while the immediate conflicts resulted in tragic losses for the Xhosa, they laid crucial groundwork for future movements seeking independence. The Xhosa Wars are not merely a collection of battles. They symbolize the profound struggle for identity and autonomy amidst the complex currents of colonial ambition that swept through Africa in the 19th century. Ngqika's folly, Ntsikana's dreams, and the collective resilience of an oppressed people converged in this crucible of change, echoing a narrative of resistance that still inspires generations today.